Exodus crashes the Nightfall this week, so unless you've been living under a rock or are brand new to Destiny, you know how much of a pain this Nightfall can be. Don't worry though, I'm here to make this strike a little bit more bearable. My name's Judge, and today we're going to be looking at the Exodus Crash Nightfall. This strike is notoriously punishing for new and underlight Guardians. Not to worry though, I'll give you the tips and tricks you need to farm this Nightfall effectively. Now you may be asking, why would I run this strike? Wouldn't it be more pleasant to kick the wall with no shoes on? In which I would respond true, but Horror's Least is dropping this week. While technically the adept version of this weapon is better, not everyone can put together a team to run the GM Nightfall. And let's be honest, a non-adept version of Horror's Least is way better than a non-existent version. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about setup and what guns you need to bring. Fortunately, this strike only has one shield type, Solar. And depending on how strong your team is, you will have a little bit of flexibility in this area. Now, personally, I would use the Amet with Incandescent and Ambitious Assassin, but any solar weapon will work. If you're an SMG player, a solid Callus mini tool with Incandescent is a great play. Now, if you're a scout user, bring your Staccato 46 with Incandescent. The important part is all of these weapons can roll with Incandescent, which is a great perk for dealing with rank and file mobs. Now, once you get used to the strike, you can definitely switch this part of your loadout up. For example, you'll see me using a Kingsfall hand cannon with a junk roll in the footage. We had been farming this for a while, and I wanted to try to level up this gun while trying to complete our runs. For your kinetic slot, I would focus on something to take the barrier champs out. Arbalist is honestly the best in slot here. Even without the catalyst, it's definitely the play. Arby does good damage and rips through enemy shields. This weapon literally makes most content easy mode. Now, if you don't have an Arby, I wouldn't worry about it. Just grab a solid sniper, put the seasonal mod on, and use that. Now, I know, machine guns are so last year. However, I would still use a machine gun in my heavy slot. Now, we're going to take our machine guns, we're going to pair them with the Overload mod and use that to take out the Overload champions. Now, if you're using the Arbalist, I would go with either the 7th Seraph Saw or the Plank Stride. If I had to pick between these two, the Saw is definitely the most preferable in slot, but if you don't have a Saw, the Planks will definitely work out for you here. Now, if you elected not to use the Arbalist and you went with a Sniper, I would just slot Thunderlord and forget it. Now, if you have a keen eye, you may notice that in the gameplay, I'm actually using neither of these. I'm using the fixed odds with Incandescent. And while it's technically true, I was actually using a specific Warlock build for boss DPS, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So I was actually only using my fixed odds to pop the Overload champs and just help with minor ad cleanup. All right, guns check, but we aren't going to do this solo. We've hit up our friends. We're ready to go farm the strike. Now, before I go any further, I want to remind everybody that Tier 10 Resilience gives you a 40% damage reduction. Make sure to be at Tier 10 Resilience before you even set foot in this strike. With that out of the way, let's talk team comp. Minimum requirement here is one Warlock running well. Now, we don't want to survive, though. We want to farm this shit. We want to get in and end our session swimming in loot. So to do this, I would bring 2 Well Warlocks and 1 Tether Hunter. This will ensure you can speed through the content, have your supers up frequently, and pretty much have a 0% chance at death. The exotics you'll want for this are the Starfire Protocol and the Mobius Quiver. Now, before you head to the comments and start screaming about how ugly Starfire is and how you wouldn't be caught dead wearing it, trust me, I sympathize. Why Bungo still hasn't given us an ornament for this, I have no idea. All right, guns, check. Team, check. Composition, check. You're ready to get into the strike. From here, there are 3 main areas you need to be aware of: the start, the ghost room, and the boss room. At the start of the strike, everyone wants to jump on their Sparrow. I highly advise against doing this. Honestly, just take this section on foot. The dregs on the pike absolutely shred through Sparrows, and they'll take you out before you even notice. Just take this part on foot, run up the path, take out the pikes, and keep pressing forward. Trust me, you will thank me for this. Now, the next major room is the ghost room. There are several Overload champs when you first walk into this room. Our team just staggered wells on the platform and cleared the initial wave of ads. Depending on the difficulty you've chosen, 1 or 2 barrier champ servitors will show up. Focus burn them down as they trigger the next wave. If you only work on ads, it seems that Overload champs will continuously spawn. We made this mistake in the beginning and just tried to clear the room, and we stayed there forever and ran out of heavy ammo. I definitely think that's the wrong play. The right thing to do is run in, set up, drop your well, take out the overload champs, wait for the barriers to spawn in, focus down the barrier champs, and then clean the rest of the room. All right, the final main room is the boss room. Now your team will want to post up on the left side of the room. Once you get there, literally just stay put. With 2 wells, you can easily hold this position. Only drop wells when the boss shows up on the map. He will rush you, do DPS in your well, get him to despawn and leave the map. After he's gone, you can survive with just rifts. For boss DPS, just have your warlocks spam fusion grenades. Fusion grenades plus Starfire Protocol is a great strat on this boss. His health pool isn't very big, so you don't need a lot of heavy hitting weapons here. After you get done with your damage, he will run pretty quick, and depending on the difficulty, there will be 1 to 2 barrier servitors that show up in this room. They spawn around mid-fight. Make sure to take them out. Keep using your wells when the boss shows up to stay alive, and before you know it, bam! Har is leased. So hopefully you're able to take something away from this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I will let the rest of the video run so you can see what our team did. Our run was with 3 warlocks, but honestly the most optimal way to do this is with 2 locks and 1 hunter. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.
Your stuff.
I am headed over here to grab this real quick.
Zabal is gonna be so mad you cut him out of this. Onward.
It's been a long week, yeah. I know you've had a bad couple days at work and stuff. Sometimes that's all you can do, is just survive, you know what I mean?
Let's take away the pikes. No. Lunging. Looking the fun away.
Yeah, all the pikes aren't there anymore. I didn't even bother to pay attention to it.
Oh, you can just use the pike to kill the tank.
Yeah.
Bongo strikes again.
It's okay, it's not that bad. I feel like this part used to be a lot harder than it is now.
Don't mind me stretching legs.
Students struggling with basic math. What the fuck? Who's throwing?
Oh my god.
About it, right?
Can't take these kids anywhere. They fucking throw everything.
Oh my god, Dubs.
I mean, you can't do the basics. Oh man, that sucks. You think it's just because they're not getting enough, like, homework practice and stuff like that, like at home? Nobody's helping them, or what? Giggling for shame? I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do, dog. That's what we do. Yeah, I'm wondering, especially like the stay at home, how much that's really affected it.
So, a wee short copy, guys. Is wee short cop. We jump up here.
Oh. Yeah, there's faster ways to run this than running around in a circle.
There you go.
Wow, your shortcut took me the exact same amount of time that it took me to regularly do this.
It stops spawning the odds, so. It's a good way, especially for GMs, because it's a fucking. That woman's a fucking nightmare for GM.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll be doing GMs in. When are the GMs coming in?
The 4th of October.
4th of October. So, and then the week after that, the 14th is going to be when they bring back the Halloween event, right?
Yeah.
I got first.
Okay. Yep.
So to make sure we knew.
So GMs will be here really soon.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
What's the first GM?
Next week.
It's gonna be Glassway.
Fucking hate that fucking strike. It's okay. Only got to do it one time. I'm not gonna farm Glassway. I don't even know what Glassway drops.
It's going to drop. I can tell you now. It's definitely a lot easier for us to team out.
Still
I don't know
sucks.
which one Glassway is. I don't remember.
It's the one with the Vex. The big Hydra. with the chickens.
It's literally just what it is it's you just have to everyone's just on the one side and then just pick a side and call out everything you see.
Yeah.
and just pinch it. Stasis turrets are like amazing.
Oh, I'm sure. I just don't. I can't. I don't think there's anything great dropping from that strike this season to like farm it.
Oh, this is gonna start hurting. I don't have well.
I'm down.
It's gonna be the DFA.
It's the DFA.
Yeah.
No way. DFA hasn't even been in the game since what, year one?
Yeah, it was the part 5 seasons.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't hear anybody talking about it, so I imagine it's not very good.
It's pretty good if you use hand cannons and Crucible.
It's just not anything I've heard anybody talking about. To like warrant sitting there and farming, somebody has to put a rip down.
I got rounds.
Because like, or well, there you go. Because as much as that fucking strike sucks.
If you don't really use hand cannons, then it's probably not worth it. Especially for the strike. But I wouldn't say it's.
I'm not good on
good either.
loot now.
I'm just saying I haven't heard. It might be okay. I don't see me farming that one.